Good morning again from my favourite spot at 8 a.m, aka me sitting on this little bench as the sun kind of rises in the horizon. Very, very nice, very, very wholesome. I suggest you find somewhere akin to this to allow yourself to really be present. Now, today's lesson is a little bit up in the air, but I received a comment on my most recent live that I did yesterday, all about the deconstruction of the ego. Now, it ties in perfectly with this topic, but someone mentioned that they try to let go of their ego, but their ego is actually associated with the negatives. Like I said, your ego isn't necessarily just that of I'm macho, I'm amazing, I'm cool, I can do this, I can do that. Your ego is also associated with the negatives of I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm depressed, I'm sad, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I have low self-esteem. Now his question was, how do you deal with having that low self-esteem side of ego? And I was thinking about it last night because I really wanted to give an honest answer, and as I was pending on thoughts, I kind of came to the idea that the only way I can answer this is through my self-experimentation. And to deal with low self-esteem, okay, is to completely remove the factors that allow these negative thoughts to spring into your mind when you think of yourself. Okay, so they can be anything from comparisons to neglect of yourself, to visualizations, whatever it may be. Oftentimes when we have low self-esteem, it's because we have given some preconceived notion of what we should be, or how we should be acting, or what we should be doing. Now, these preconceived notions are through nothing more than societal constructs of ideals or ideologies, or accepted perceptions of oneself. So to break down self-esteem, okay, is to allow yourself to give in to the vulnerabilities that you have. Okay, it is allowing yourself to become completely pure and completely raw and completely present and completely new with yourself. Okay, it is not just about accepting the fact that you have low self-esteem. It's completely removing these preconceived notions about yourself, because they simply are not true. They're fragments of your imagination, because they're completely made up in your head. Your perception of yourself is not who you are. And that's all you need to do. Change the perception of yourself. Focus on different qualities. Focus on different aspects. Now, this may be a little bit of a ramble this morning, this early in the morning, but I wanted to quickly touch on it because I think it is super, super important, especially during this time. It is flooded. Well, social media is flooded with people doing home workouts, people maintaining these physiques, these bodies, these beautiful mindsets, these weird and wonderful things, and they seem as if they're superhuman and they're accomplishing so much, and shit, I am not achieving as much as these people, therefore your self-esteem is going to be affected because you're not feeling as worthy as you think you should be. Now, which allow yourself to beat yourself down, okay? I first of all start by removing connotations, okay? Watch something, absorb something, learn something, but don't allow yourself to give anything more than what you should be giving to that particular stimulus, okay? You may be watching a show and think, wow, that guy's cool, he's good looking, he's a lot better than me. You're giving yourself reasons to lower your self-esteem in that very present moment. When you're watching someone work out, wow, they're fitter than me, they're doing that better than me. Again, you're giving connotations to what you're watching. Instead, just let the stimulus be a stimulus. That's it, period, okay? As soon as you let a stimulus be anything more than a stimulus, it creates stories and fragments of your imagination again in your brain that aren't true. You're projecting, you're visualizing things that aren't there, okay? Allow yourself to accept something for what it is on the face value without having these preconceived notions in your head, okay? So I want you to focus on that today and just absorb things very, very raw, very natural. Allow yourself to just accept what is. I really hope that this is cleared up some kind of troubles that people may be having about self-esteem, especially during this time. Now, I'm going to pop onto another topic for me at the moment, which is part 2 of the destruction of the ego. Again, I want to just quickly say that if your ego has persisted over the past day, where I said maybe try and learn to disassociate from your ego, I want you today to focus on how your ego serves you, okay? Whether it serves you in a constructive way or I want you to stop what you're doing, how your ego serves you. Is it good? Is it bad? How do you feel about your ego? Would you feel lost without it? Would you feel reborn without it? I want you to keep feeling what it feels like. Is it warm? What color is it? How does it make you feel? Is it old? Is it young? Is it happy? Is it sad? Now I want you to take that ego that you've been visualizing and throw it away, okay? Now, close your eyes and visualize what you are. Are you something? Are you nothing? Are you that blank piece of paper I was talking about yesterday? Are you able to rewrite your own history right now? Are any preconceived ideas or any insecurities, any self-esteem issues, any problems, any worries, any fears that you had, any intricacies, any habits, are these gone? Well, they have to be gone because you're just a blank piece of paper. You're able to just rewrite and write down who you want to be and why you want to be that person. Accept the vulnerability of being a blank piece of paper. Accept the vulnerability that you can just write down a certain given task and you can accomplish it. Okay, no matter how hard or easy it is, you can accomplish it. That is not a new or profound idea. You can accomplish whatever you want to do. So write that task down on your blank piece of paper in your brain right now and go out and accomplish it, or write down steps to go out and accomplish it, okay? For example, I wanted to deadlift 200 kilos, okay? I recently came out of injury. I injured my knee during a marathon, and it was injured for quite a long time, about 1.5 years. And I was rehabbing it back to strength. And throughout that time, I couldn't really do much lower body work. It was all rehabilitation work. 4 months ago, I was kind of given the all clear to start rebuilding it. And in 4 months, I wanted to go from a 40 kilo deadlift, for example, to, well, not for example, it was a 40 kilo deadlift, to deadlifting 200 kilos purely on a plant-based diet, again, to prove that you can just eat plants. But also, that was my goal. A lot of people were like, whoa, that's weird, you're not even a strength kind of guy. But again, that is a very basic example, but an example nonetheless. Okay, I want you to color in this blank piece of paper. How do you want your life to be? Is it very black and white at the moment? Do you want it to be purple with shades of green and orange and glittery sparkles and rainbows everywhere, so it's full of life and happiness and newfound prosperity, whatever it may be? I want you to create your own connotations to your own life, okay? To dictate how you are going to be in the future. Future you hasn't happened, simply hasn't happened. People that are assuming what's going to happen after this pandemic are jokers, okay? Because it's make-believe. Nothing that's helpful or truthful or correct. Okay, their future self, once this is all over, is definitely not how they're picturing it. Definitely not. How can you know what's going to happen in 90 days minimum? Probably 6 months, 18 months, however long it's going to take. How can you honestly say that you know what is going to happen? No one's that arrogant. Okay, allow this blank piece of paper to just be a metaphor for your life today. Okay, I really want you to associate yourself with this blank piece of paper and start shading it in, start writing down ideas. Me for today, my thing that I'm writing down on my blank piece of paper is that I have been putting off, through no fault of anyone else but my own, my YouTube channel, okay? And I want my YouTube channel to serve as a place of learning, growth, entertainment, laughter for people, okay? And I don't know why, but I somehow get into this little block. When I want to go and do it, I kind of allow my ego and the negative parts of my ego to say, no, let's just sit down instead and do something that you're familiar with, okay? Whether that be study, whether it be, I don't know, watching a TV show or cooking or doing some vegan research or reading some kind of medical journal, things that I do all the time that I'm comfortable with and that don't require myself to, grow and learn and put myself out there. So there are these things that everyone has, and today I am going to start my YouTube channel. I want someone to keep me accountable. Well, I'm going to keep myself accountable, but it'll be great for someone to keep me accountable because I really, really, really want to do this. I'm not going to be putting up content that I'm not passionate about. I can include some workout things. In no way, shape or form am I as experienced as Andy Ginn, who is watching. If you want those workouts, watch the lives that he does. They are insane. They're really, really cool, really incredible. They look really challenging. So if you want something to challenge you during this period, I'd highly recommend going and checking out his Instagram page as well. Some cool stuff he puts out there. Very hard, but cool. And yeah, that is how I'm going to colour my page today. And I'm going to colour it... What colour? Green. Green's popping to me today. I don't know why, but green. Green's the colour of me today, okay? So I want you to also choose a colour and just flow with that colour. What does that colour represent to you? Green for me is life, okay? Green to me is it sounds weird, but warmth and comfort, okay? Laying on green feels like you're laying on happiness, okay? You're floating. So that is going to be my direction for today. I want you to find your direction. Again, you can comment on my IGTV, which this gets posted to on my Instagram. And I really am enjoying that this is allowing people to connect with me. People have been writing such beautiful DMs to me saying that these are really helpful. Again, I don't care if this helps one person. For me, that is beyond anything I could have ever asked for. Me thinking I would have been doing this a year ago, being able to just reach the amount of people that I can, phenomenal. So I thank you all for supporting me, and I hope you all have a great day, and I'm sending lots of love and happiness to everyone. Thank you.